teacher I work for, and if you have like a minute, I'll tell you a story.
Sure.
So he said that, you know, oftentimes people, they think they're so smart that they don't communicate. And this is what I've said. He said that Napoleon, he said he would get really upset when the marshals would tell the generals instructions on what to do. People make mistakes, so he's like, it was probably very literal. It has to be explained very carefully for me to understand. So we had this person that said, all you marshals, before you issue instructions, you have to make it so that Michael can understand it. And if Michael doesn't understand it, you issue the instructions. And so this guy was known as Napoleon's idiot. Because he was like, he was very literal. Sometimes you want it.
I wanted to introduce you to the mayor.
Just wait for a moment.
So yeah, and for me too, it was like, you know, being able to have a course, which means you have to first it's called the father.
Thank you, girl. This is the original fire truck Petaluma had.
So he was asked for Sony to do a in-plane navigation for entertainment.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
he
I've
said-
seen those on the
Yeah,
screen.
right. And so one of them is the personas that would be represented was Cowboy Rex. Well, Cowboy Rex didn't know drag or drops or any of this stuff, but he knew dials. He knew on his radio in his car. So they would design the entertainment system so that it would use the dial things that people could do.
Yeah.
Do a graphical user interface,
Right.
right?
Yeah. No, I would edit the text that people would submit, and I would prepare public health. Occasionally, we would be writing instructions for doctors. You could write as a very for everyone else. Newspapers.
Yes.
It's that, but I think when it ended up thinking
I wonder where you think it seems like a hard read. I don't know why you're wearing an outfit. You're not sending it to me.
You just put on the jacket. You just had to put on the jacket. So I did.
Where'd you find it?
He was detained because
But his business is still, does he have, did someone inherit his business?
personalized in a little bit. It's just like, Petaluma Boulevard. Petaluma Boulevard.
That's what we
The
came in.
restaurant. Yeah.
I'm sorry, because I want to. It's the same day that Frankie is talking. You know, Frankie is in talk. Well, yeah, Frankie, I know good.
Well, you were talking about understanding the audience and understanding what they want. I was running HIV services for Sonoma County and doing it from the late 80s to the 90s up to 2000s. And early on in the I didn't know how much I remember when we used to actually have TV stations and things yeah, we actually had a TV station. Anyway, I can understand why you're doing this. I don't recall that very well, let's say I understood that why they were doing this. But so one of them is calling me and saying,
This is one of my favorite handouts.
What? Is it in the
Yeah, you can go up, yeah.
Yes, it is.
There is one to meet them.
Well, it is a coffee group, but it's
Anyway, is that radio?
Pick it up by, what was it, Charlie Cann's, that restaurant. And then I walk all the way
Right. And Chinese too, but differently because the Japanese were in the farming. And the Chinese were more in business. So.
And so I hope you're all members. And if you're not members, there's a way to do that before you leave tonight. And what a gem our museum is. But not all gems are always out in front for everyone to see in their finely polished condition. Like this exhibit. This exhibit unearths, and that's the key word here, things that the spotlight hasn't been on. And so this spotlight's on the contributions of Chinese workers in our town. And any history is not complete without elevating this history. And so we're really proud to be partners on that. These workers help create wealth in our community, and yet we're treated badly in our community. And frankly, treated badly individually and by history in general. And so today's a great day for that. So I just want to offer thanks to those who helped pull this together and shone a spotlight on it. The city cannot do everything. We count on volunteer participation. We count on motivated people who want to tell the story and not tell the old story, but tell the real story. And so it's super important that we have Lena and the Asian American Pacific Islanders group to help us realize the story that is Petaluma. So thank you very much for having me, and great exhibit. Thank you.
I'm good.
Who is she?
Thank you, Mayor McConnell. Now I'd like to welcome Lena Hoshino officially. She's an award-winning journalist, filmmaker. Her works include Leap of Faith, How an Manji Temple Was Saved, Caught in Between, What to Call Home in Times of War, In God's House, Asian American Lesbian and Gay Families in the Church, and Belonging, a documentary series that explores the journey of 3 first-generation Asian American women. Her storytelling style engages audiences with complex or contentious issues through her narrator's experiences and her visual style. Lena's father is from Japan and her mother is from Taiwan. She grew up in the US, Japan, and France, studied at Carnegie Mellon, and she is known by many of us locally as the founder and former owner of the beloved Petaluma Pie Company. And I would just like to personally thank Lena for all of the work she's done. We've been working on this exhibit collaboratively, but Lena is certainly taking the lead with the ad hoc committee for more than a year now, I think. And it's just amazing to see this all come to fruition thanks to her hard work and the work of others who really are so committed to bringing these stories to light. And this would not have happened without her. So I'd like to introduce Lena.
Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to see friends and folks from the city, and this is like a dream come true for me. It's been in my head for 15 years since we first opened the pie shop, and archaeologist Bill Roop walked in. He had an office across the way, and he said, "Did you know there was a Chinatown?" And, you know, of course, when you're running a bakery, you don't really have time to pursue it. But when the pandemic happened, I felt like we need to get to the root of this. And that's when I started looking into the newspapers and old history. And it's wonderful to see it come to fruition like this. So thank you so much for the opportunity. And Stacy's been wonderful to work with. I mean, so the Bill Roop who dug up the theater district just donated all these artifacts that had been sitting in storage for 30 years. So it had not been out in the open for a long time. And those objects, they're not worth any money, but they tell these really poignant stories. So to me, it's really powerful. And one of the few evidences that we have outside of newspaper articles that are written. I mean, there's tons of articles written about Chinese people, I tell you, and not in a good way. In fact, I almost thought about doing an exhibit just on that. Anyway, I wanted to thank everybody for, before I forget, and I wanted to point out that these things that were dusty in boxes, Stacy pulled them out, and we were all wondering, what the heck are we gonna do with these? She made them beautiful. I mean, it's just wonderful the way you did that. And also, in addition, Grant Din, who has been an expert genealogist and historian, Chinese American historian in Angel Island, worked on the Angel Island Research Center. He has come here to, well, where are you? There you are, raise your hand. I called him this morning to go over the panel and make sure it looks all right, so I had, and I have a friend in Hawaii who, we work remotely. I mean, there are so many people who are really interested in this history because it's not about geography, it's about this connection. This is my grandfather's story, this is my great-grandfather's story. That's what it was for folks. And in fact, I got a haircut the other day, and I go to Supercut, okay? I get great haircuts there, I think they're great. The guy I get a haircut from all the time, he's not Asian, but I was telling him about this exhibit. And I told him that these are stories of workers who really helped shape Petaluma for what it is today, and it was forgotten. So this exhibit is about telling that story. We don't know who they were, but they were so critical in building the Petaluma that we know today. And it touched him. He said, I had a shiver down my back. That's my family story. That is my family working in the agriculture in Northern California, not being recognized for the work that they did to contribute. So this is, to me, it's not just about Chinese Americans or Chinese immigrants. It's about all the people who are forgotten, and they're making contributions every day. So I had a prepared speech, but am I going off? I think I said everything I wanted to say, but I do want to thank everybody who was involved. I see a lot of faces of people. People had wonderful conversations. Frank Yee, gosh, sorry, he wrote this amazing narrative, heartfelt narrative about these objects. I just gave him a big pile of files, and then he said, write about them. And so, it takes a heart to do that, to understand objects from a human perspective. So, and who else have I forgotten? Angelo, my husband, who I've been ignoring for the past 3 or 4 months or so. He's been in the background. But I pull him in for feedback, when he's very tired, and he's very patient. So thank you, taking care of our dogs. All that. So enjoy. Please, Stacy, take one of these. There's a lot of exciting events coming up, and this museum needs to be supported, so definitely sign up or donate generously so we can have more events like this happen. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and we should mention that we have some amazing wines from Buena Vista Winery. For a suggested donation, you can enjoy a glass. Buena Vista was one of the earliest employers of Chinese immigrants in Sonoma County, so it's a wonderful tie-in to the history of these.
Oh.